Alrighty, welcome everybody to this special little transmission from ourselves, David and Bella here, talking with our sister Janet, but most of all here in communication with the Ascended Master from the 26th dimensional space, the one and only Zac, who is going to talk to us today a little bit about the nature of the Blue Eagle Wave spell, the fifth dimension, but also how the three trees of the mystical column blueprint, the yew, the oak, and the ash relate to all of this, why it's important right now, and how does this set us moving forwards in terms of the reconnection of the noosphere, the crystalline grid, the nodal points of Earth, and the flow out from this space as we move towards the end of this Solkin. So quite a lot there, Zac.
Good. So let us start with the trees. When we understand the trees, everything else will fall into place.
Good.
May have heard it said many times that the trees are the wisdom keepers of the earth. But where do they get that information? Haha. So the trees already sit in vibrational, dimensional capacity where they bring together heaven and earth, for want of better words. However, when we are talking about the grand species, all the species have wondrous attributes, but particularly the grand species, we are talking about very elevated, high consciousness wisdom that is there for humanity to unlock, but more importantly, it is there as a wisdom keeper and to keep it safe, ready for the time when those that do unlock it can utilize it in the most useful fashion. For many years, centuries, thousands of years, humanity has interacted with each of these individual trees in different ways and gained great insight and experience. The frequency that is being played out upon your earth because of the cosmos and the higher elevation and higher frequency there is means that these other parts can also be accessed. So when we are looking at in your common tongue, the oak, the ash, the yew, the oak, as you say, has a very strong feeling with the ancestry of Earth. However, that is the ancestry of the whole of the universe. It is intergalactic. It is something that has a very well used energy state that tethers to the earth whilst connecting with star systems others most nearest to your planet and then beyond. Whereas the you, even though this has very great connection and galactic connections and so forth, one of its main focuses is in transition. So on Earth, it has been very much looked at as the transition between life and death and rebirth and growth and so forth. So it also very much connects with the dimensions of transition. And that transition can be from a physical life and death, but that transition can be a transition in the quality of your frequency and your energy. And then this is balanced out by the ash. The two themselves, the oak and the yew, are incredibly powerful, and can give you a lifetimes of work just working with them. However, by bringing the trilogy together, what the ash is, it has a very close relationship with humanity, and it tethers everything into the earth whilst extending up into the sky. It has the great capacity to be both fully earth and fully air at the same time.
Mm.
Now, when we even think of the elements, the very basic elements that always were the earth, air, fire, water, we can think of them as very different, but they are all very much of a physical nature here on this earth. And what the ash does, it represents all of them whilst having the space and the dimensional capacity to move into other spheres. So you can imagine these three, we're talking the higher consciousness, of course, rather than individual trees. The higher consciousness of the three of these very defined species at what they do of tree, as they come together, as you say, with the column of light within the quantum capacity, has the ability to extend far beyond whilst tethering you. This is a word that is being used a lot at this time, tethering you, keeping you grounded upon the earth. Because as you explore, the need for the grounding is more and more important. But each of them open up. Like a flower, opens up, showing what's beyond where you can go. And this is where the blue eagle is very, very important because the blue eagle, of course, it flies. Of course, it has an eagle's perch. Of course, it is the observer, but it can carry you on its wings as well. It can allow you to achieve the height to gain new perspective, to go beyond, to let behind old beliefs, old fears, old ways of being, so that the transcendence, the
Mm.
changes, is so much more useful. You understand? So this does not mean, oh, you go into this and everything gets all mixed up and you come out and everything is different. This is a very powerful, very grounded way of being able to experience a vast shift and a vast change whilst being held by nature, being held by the three trees, whilst the eagle very much not just a representation, but in very real ways allows you to go beyond, to lift higher than before. Does all of this make sense, my dears? Are there any questions?
Oh, it's beautiful and it sounds very much on point with what we felt.